It doesn't look real. It looks like it's from a movie. Can the kids?
Now we'll stand about here. We've got enough time, so let me tell you a bit of information, then you can have a look at it properly. So this is the Baroque Library. They finished the library 1724. They started with it at the beginning of the 18th century. The oldest books in this library are from the 16th century. They were brought here from an old monastery in Germany. The oldest books in this place from 16th century. A closed monastery in Saxony in Germany. There are 20,000 books in six languages. The first floor only theological books. The second floor there are other subjects too. The library is used even today. Behind those, you can't really see from here, but behind those doors, they're like glass doors. There is like a study hall for students, so they can study there. In the past, there used to be about 300 students studying in this room every day, so it looked completely different. There were tables and chairs everywhere, and there were people inside. If you look up onto the ceiling, you can see a fresco. That was finished 1724. It was made by Jan Hebel. He also painted the fresco in the mirror chapel, in the chapel downstairs where the concerts are. And this fresco is divided into three parts, where the first part, right above us, there we can see Apollon, the god of light, the Greek god of light, on the mountain, on the hill Parnas. And he's the god of light, and he's surrounded by muses for inspiration. He is here to represent wisdom and knowledge and art and inspiration. The second part of the fresco shows us an illusion of the famous cupola in the dome in Jerusalem. And the last fresco, the last part of the fresco, we can't really see it from here, but that's very interesting. There is Christ, and there is an angel pointing at him, and there is written in Latin, listen to him, like in an imperative. So it is meant for the students to listen to God and to Christ, and it is again, it represents the knowledge, that all the knowledge comes through Christ. We can have a look at the clocks that we have in the center. They're from 1750s. They were made by Jan Klein. They're either astronomical, geographical globes. The biggest one is the one over here, the closest one. There we have the zodiac. And those of you who are at the front, you can look to the left side, and there is a sign, and that sign says Hierographia. In that part, there are only Bibles stored. Always the smallest ones are at the top, the biggest ones are at the bottom. The biggest books are over 60 kilograms heavy. Yeah. Would anybody know, just out of curiosity, what is the heaviest book in the world? How much does it weigh in kilos?
No.
250? No, it's 1.5 ton.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the heaviest book in the world. They have it in Dubai.
What's the book?
It's something religious. Back to that. On the right side from that is another sign that says Hermeneutica, which means the art of interpretation. And there are the interpretations of the Bible. Now that used to be quite an interesting topic back in the time of the Jesuits. They were Catholic, and all other interpretations which were not in accordance with what they thought was right, they kept in a place which they called Librorum Prohibitorum, and that means prohibited books. And there were lots of these books. They were kept away from the public. There were lots of books from Protestant authors. For example, I don't know if you heard about Jan Hus. He was a famous Czech Protestant. And most of these books, they were destroyed by the Jesuits during those 200 years. They were burned by them. That part at the very back, there is a sign surrounded with a golden crown that says Bibliotheca Nationalis. Now that means National Library. And this part was established 1781 by Karel Raphael. He was the first director of the National Library, and there were only Czech and in Czech and in Slovene written books. So it's like, because Klementina today is the seat of the National Library, so this is like the beginning of it. The man in the portrait underneath it is the Emperor Joseph II, Habsburg. And yeah, all of the books that we have here are original books. And yeah, you can still see it. Some of the bookcases are still empty.